Hello all, and welcome back to First Impressions. HighPriest here, and I just got done watching Captain America Captain America Civil War. I don't know why I almost said Winter Soldier. I watched that a long time ago. I like it. I'm going to say this is my third favorite MCU movie, right after the first spot being Guardians of the Galaxy, the second spot being Ant-Man. And oh boy. When I went into this, all I knew is that according to a lot of people, they managed to somehow pull a miracle and salvage the Civil War storyline. I didn't know how, I didn't know what. The only spoiler I had for this movie was that Spider-Man was in it. Outside of that, I believe Captain America's shield was going to get destroyed. I was wrong, but I believed it. But I mean, like, what's this version of the conflict about? Well, who sides on what and all that? What's the aftermath of this event? I was all things I'm really curious about. Like, what is this Civil War going to be about? And I'm wrong. I really liked it because, I'm not gonna stick too close to my notes this time. I think this seems to remind me of things. First of all, I'm a little proud of my prediction that that scene in the beginning we saw with Winter Soldier was indeed of him killing Tony's parents. But when we didn't see any sign of them, I just assumed, oh, I must have guessed wrong. Nope. But, yeah. Where to start? Okay. One of the biggest problems with the original Civil War is that the writers tried to be morally ambiguous, but all they did was manage to make one side look like insane terrorist dickbags, and the other side less insane terrorist dickbags. Of course, the worst side being the side that Iron Man was leading. And in this, they managed to actually have a reason. The Superhuman Restoration Act was stupid, being enforced by America, yet somehow letting them go over, mind control the leaders of other countries and shit like that, kidnap, all that glorious shit they had no power doing. But in the comics, yeah, they can do whatever. Marvel America can do whatever the fuck it wants. Here, the essay, the Sokovian Accords, was a UN thing between all the countries of the world, or at least a good chunk of them. I really like that. That's a really nice change. Second of all, the reasons for people signing on and disagreeing actually make sense. For one thing, in the original Sokovian SRA, you were drafted if you had superpowers. You didn't get a choice. Yes, no. You're basically just U.S. property. You're a slave. You don't get a choice. Here, the people are actually given a choice of quitting. Which means that them continuing the hero and breaking the law adds a bit of ambiguity to their situation, because they don't have to keep heroing. Second of all, it's not about controlling the Avengers, it's about holding them accountable for the side effects of their actions, which, yeah, I perfectly understand why they need that. Considering all the side effects of all that shit they've done. Now, yeah, that's just scapegoating, because that tends to happen when you're trying to save the world. You can only do so much to limit the damage. sometimes it's due to honest mistake, like what happened with Wanda saving Cap from the bomb vest guy. So I still have no idea who that guy was supposed to be. All I know is, so yeah, or what bioweapon they were getting a hold of. Just that right up until that moment, they were an extremely effective team working together. It was all pretty amazing. I like Falcon. I was saying Hawkeye. But Falcon's armor, wings, the way they work, his little drone, I love that. I love the battles, and I especially love the banter between the heroes in this movie. Which, yeah, another thing. They kept Iron Man's reasoning in that what he's doing is trying to prevent worse things from happening. Which is what his reasoning in the comics was. It's just that, it's actually reasonable. Because no matter what he was trying to prevent, Iron Man in the comics was still far past whatever he was originally attempting to prevent from happening. I mean, do I need to bring up the clone of Thor that went on a rampage, or the concentration camps in Hell Dimensions? Yeah, I don't think I do. But that's the beauty of this entire setup. They improved it. It's not about every superhero. It's about, well, actually it is about every superhero going out superheroing without, government approval. But it's specifically about holding the Avengers accountable. And if they keep superheroing without it, well, then they're in legal trouble. But, once again, they get a choice to stop. The debate between Stark and Captain in this movie are great, and they actually do have me agreeing with both sides somewhat, which, again, I love it. Moral ambiguity. I enjoy it a lot. And my enjoyment for this movie just comes from them basically taking one of the worst comic book crossover storylines and actually turning it into something amazing. I was not expecting Black Panther to show up in this movie. Or the Wakanda teaser at the end. I'm like, oh, that Wakanda teaser. I'm like, alright, show me what this Wakanda thing I keep hearing about looks like. And nothing. Because I've kept from watching the, stuff about Black Panther, because I'm still way behind on the movies. So I'm like, oh, we're gonna get to see Wakanda at the end there? No. I don't like, apparently, that at least Natasha knew about the Black Panther being a thing. Given her reaction to T'Challa wanting revenge. I can understand a lot of things about why people show sides and everything. It's great. It's like Tony having Wanda held on house arrest, basically, until she decides. It's understandable. Like, normal people aren't WMDs. They aren't as dangerous. This is like part of the reason why the mutant allegory and freaking X-Men falls so apart. Like, mutants, unlike all the oppressed or more in the world, are innately dangerous. They can destroy an entire city through no control of their own, no real fault. So yeah, being wary of them and treating them differently makes sense. But I also come from Cap's perspective that is wrong, and that Tony screwed the pooch by mentioning that before Cap signed on. And, yeah. I enjoyed a lot with Cap and Iron Man did in this movie. Just fantastic. Especially really like when we got to the scene from the end of Ant-Man. It's a great action movie and great witty banter. I really like the budding romance between Wanda and Vision. Like, I love it. I love it. I'm also fucking annoyed at spoilers because I've got spoiled by another detail from fucking Infinity War before watching this. I'm just bringing this up now. I'm like, the first one was my fault. I clicked the spoiler tag and without paying attention and ended up spoiled for that bit of the movie. This, I was in a solo thread. Not even the spoiler thread for Solo on that side. The non-spoiler thread. And someone just dropped some shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Ugh. But, this movie's great. I just love the reason for the conflict. Because, again, first, the reason for the disagreement. Cap does believe that, them handing control to other people that isn't really accountability, that they can't trust the people to always make the correct calls and shit like that. And things could have been worked out to the point where it could have worked. Cap might have even agreed if Peggy had died. Originally, I was gonna say that scene wasn't really all that effective because I haven't watched her show. But then she made the comment. Her niece quoted the line about compromise, and suddenly that scene was actually starting to get to me. So I can't imagine how much it must have gotten to people who actually watched her show. I'll get to it, but it's on Netflix, so I have to find other ways of watching it. Like, ordering a DVD or shit. But it's a really... Maybe I should have said on my notes here. This is going to be a shorter review than normal thanks to my rambling nature. I'll keep going like this. I might switch back to using the notes next time. Now, let's talk something I'm not entirely happy with. Spider-Man. The way Spider-Man is portrayed in this film, I'm not the biggest fan of. He grew on me by the time the film ended, but maybe it's because I went from the, quite frankly, much better portrayal of an actor. So this one's fine. I don't blame the actor for this one. From Amazing Spider-Man, and I like that movie. Okay, I'm one of the few people who actually really like that movie. So, but even aside of the plot, that was the best. Is still, in my opinion, the best cinematic representation of Peter Parker. This one is far too nervous and unsure of himself for my taste. We see a bit of him wisecracking and shit, and that's nice, but I just... Also, I love Tony undermining his big entrance in trailer once you actually watch the movie. Underoos. Calling out Underoos and having him show up. Also, I'm kind of against the youthful Aunt May. I mean, she's supposed to be an old lady. Why is she so young? Oh, and I'm also a bit annoyed at the lack of the Inhumans, because I've been keeping up with catching up with the show in tandem with this stuff. And I know the Inhuman stuff is supposed to be going wrong around the time, and there's no mention of this massive spike of empowered individuals, because you'd think it'd be important in such a thing. You'd think it'd factor in, but from what I understand, the people who wrote this movie did not give a shit about what was happening in the TV show. So, yeah. Great job with all that. It's all connected shit for that one. But yeah, like, I also really love how the conflict, because, again, the more I'm getting into conflict, because on one hand, the conflict happens because the cat breaks the law to try to bring his friend in peacefully, and will outright fight the people attempting to take him down. Should he have done that? I mean, we know he didn't commit the crime that they're after for him this time, but he was still attacking and fighting perfectly good soldiers, and it's understandable why everyone's reaction to that and his later actions would be to try to take him down. It actually adds more ambiguity and understanding why they're fighting each other. It's just a perfectly good reason to have superheroes beat the shit out of each other. I love it. A level of misunderstanding, but also just a level of conflicting ideals. They respect each other, they like each other, but they still have to fight. And, the big battle. I loved it. All that, the banter was hilarious. One particular thing that popped out, when T'Challa asks, "Why did you run?" I'm like, I don't know, maybe because everybody was trying to kill him? No, I'm not about Cap, but yeah, you were trying to murder him, not take him in, murder him. That seems like a perfectly good reason to run when you're innocent. Seriously, if you're innocent, why did you run? Because you were trying. Yeah. But yeah, that was some good stuff. That fight, the banter, the first showing of Giant Man. Okay. It's all fantastic. I really like how well the team worked together in the beginning fight. Well, how well Wanda worked together and everything. I like Tony's hidden glove. A bit sad about what happened with Rhodey, but thankfully he was ultimately at least alive, if not okay. Besides, he's friends with Tony Stark, so it really shouldn't be that hard to magic up some technobabble once it to have him be able to walk again. I mean, it's not like we don't have the ideas of how to do that in the real world with technology, let alone with technology Stark has. I'm really amused at how both Scott Lang and Peter were basically gushing over the people they were meeting for a while there, and that when Scott Lang was captured, when he tried to be Starky towards Tony, he just got completely ignored. Like, who are you again? Like, you're not the best person in the situation to make that Stark, man. And so much of this was good. I'm surprised that Baron Zemo not only wasn't a Baron yet, but was also alive by the end of the movie. But I suppose that was all a Phase 2 thing, killing the villains off. So Phase 3 has finally moved past that shit. Yay! I'm still really curious what we'll get out of them. But let's see. I really like how T'Challa. I really love T'Challa in this movie, which gives me. And what little I've seen of Wakanda, I'm pumped as fuck for what we'll get for Black Panther. That's not even touching the shit. The fact I've just heard so much praise for it. I haven't even read the praise. I just know there's so much praise for it. So I'm like, hyped. But I'm trying to watch the movies in order, so it'll take me a while to get there. Like I said though with Peter, he grew on me, but I'm still not entirely fond with the way they handled him in this. And what was that thing he was playing in the post-credits? That weird Spider-Man thing on the ceiling. Was that from Tony, or... The first one I knew I could grow to like the character, because my only thing I've ever seen of the character before this version of the character was, in the trailers for Homecoming, but I avoid that as best I could. So I don't even remember what little I saw of him there. And I think my favorite moment from him was when he was asked why he did, and he gave the speech, and it was like, yeah, that was the first one I felt like that was a good portrayal of Peter Parker. But, yeah. I mentioned I love the ambiguity in this movie, but in the end, I was siding with Cap in that. The only time, really, though, I felt Iron Man was wholly wrong was when he gave in to vengeance in the end. And demanded Cap give his shield back. I mean, that was a great fight. Well, if Tony says, "Let your last warning stay down," I'm like, Tony, you worked with this guy for how long? Do you think that that's going to work? You should know better than that. That's not how he operates. But then again, he also thought Cap was going to kill him with the shield. It might have been only for a split second, but yeah, that friendship is definitely done and destroyed. So there's that. Hopefully it'll recover thanks to that letter that he sent to Tony. Tony seemed to have calmed down at least somewhat. And I know he makes him a new shield. Can't avoid gifts and all that. Or videos on YouTube, even though I don't watch those. But yeah. Let's see, what else did I really like? Well, I liked it that we got all those new Avengers characterizations. Like, more Rhodey, more Falcon, all great. More Vision, and I really did like the budding romance between him and Wanda. I can't help but amused that people kept trying to fist fight, Vision. I'm like, seriously? Okay, it was mostly Clint, but dude, you're trying to fight the guy covered in vibranium, and which is this universe's version of adamantium. Have you tried punching Cap's shield before? It's about as good of an idea. I like the whole injector, the helicopter thing with the hidden T'Challa who followed him. That was smart of him. Follow Tony because he might go look for him. And just I do like they managed to keep that character trait that Tony can sometimes just be a straight up asshole. Not a Tony, you ass. No, just a straight up dickbag. Like his comments to Natasha after the big brawl. I was surprised. They kept me guessing with what was Zemo's real plan. Like, I was not expecting it. The entire goal was to turn the Avengers on each other. That was really interesting and cool. I especially love, like, that at the moment when T'Challa overcame his need for revenge and stopped him from killing himself, which meant we'd get more Zemo later. So, again, some moments in this are tainted by my knowledge of what's come to Infinity War. I only got 2 spoilers in that movie, but oh boy, one of them is really big. I suppose that's the joy of catching up. Once I do, I can just make my reviews right out of the theater. But I really did love this movie. The banter, the action, the salvaging of a terrible plot into a pretty good one. I especially love the examination of the consequences of what their actions throughout the series have done so far. Like, yay, you brought down the Insight characters. What about all the people below them? Or, yay, you stopped the Chitauri invasion, but you caused a lot of collateral damage. And then there was Sokovia, of course. Usually it's not directly their fault, it's a side effect of heroing. Sometimes collateral damage happens, people get killed, but you try your best to save as many people as possible. Some extra people die. So I do, again, like what they've done with Baron Zemo to make him human. So I'm wondering how he'll eventually become Baron Zemo. I really was expecting him to do something like target the Russian government with those 5 super soldiers. Also, what the hell was that shit? Was that shit he got off of the Starks? Like that super soldier formula stuff that made those guys so dangerous. What the hell was that? Why did Tony's dad have that? What were they going to do with it? I'm really curious about that. I want more information. I also like the fact that Tony was forced to look at the consequences of choosing his side, much like Captain America was forced to look at the consequences of choosing his. The consequences, of course, are never the level of, say, Nazi-ass death camps for supers who don't agree with you. Like, seriously, fuck the comic Civil War line. Fuck the other comic Civil War line. The first one basically ruined Tony Stark and Iron Man as characters until the movies came out. So, good on them, and just congrats to the director and writers who managed to pull that off. I'm just curious how much the world knows about knew about T'Challa and the Black Panther before he got unmasked. I mean, Natasha obviously knew, but yeah, I'm trying to think what other points I have. Wasn't Ross also the rat? That was fucking cool. I really like seeing shit like that. The comics show up. But isn't Ross the name of the guy who went after him? Is this the Hulk guy they're having in charge of them. Like, I'm pretty sure it isn't, but still, it's like, that's a weird coincidence. But, this movie is great. The fights, like that, the fight scene's great. The banter was fucking hilarious between everybody. Both sides had good valid points and good counterpoints. And, I love that the debates in this movie. What else? Oh, right, one other thing I was concerned about involving Spider-Man. It was mentioned that Peter's senses were enhanced greatly, and I'm wondering if, since they seem to be going with just a straight-up boost to all his perception senses and such, better eyesight, hearing, all that, does that mean they're ditching his spider sense itself? Because if so, I'm not entirely happy with it. Yeah, I know, it doesn't really make sense from a spider superpower perspective. Well, unless, of course, you know all the bullshit spider shit in Marvel. Web of Life. Seriously, spiders are basically a cosmic force in Marvel. But, I mean, I always liked his little precog ability, and especially since the new Venom movie, and how that ties in. That's one of the big reasons Venom is so dangerous to him in comics, because not only is he really strong, really fast, and knows him really well, he's completely immune to being detected by Peter's spidey sense. I also really liked all the things he's done with the spider sense, like developing little tracer bots that work on the same frequency. That's really cool. And I actually really looking forward to see what we can see from Peter's intelligence new and his own movie. Because I always enjoy seeing how smart the characters are, but let's see what else. I wasn't expecting to see Hawkeye in this because he was said to have been retired, but whoop, he's back. I knew Tony Stank was also pretty funny. And I was throwing, if I was in that situation, I'd never let that one go. But yeah, think out of how quickly things went wrong because of what Baron Zemo did. He's not even responsible for most of it because the rest of the world is. Blaming the Avengers for a lot of stuff that's out of their control. The closest you can do is blaming Stark and Banner for Ultron. And honestly, and even then, I don't blame them. I blame Scarlet Witch for that. And, well, she repented. After that, there was the blow-up that killed the Wakandans, but to be fair, she followed an often-seen tactic in fiction. Oh no, bomb! I know, I'll make it go upwards. Most people forget, there are buildings up there. The sky in a city is no longer clear enough to do that bullshit. Unless you're really fast, you're unlikely to get high enough before the explosion kills you and blows up anything nearby. I'm also really surprised that how willing that one guy was willing to off himself, both to complete the mission and take out Steve. It's so rare you see a mook villain do shit like that. Who's willing to take one for the team and everything like that. You gotta respect stuff like that. Yeah, even if he is a bad guy, he would have killed a lot of people. And did it kill a lot of people. Just to take out, Steve. So rare to see villains with that kind of, sensibilities. What else? I mean, I could cover everything. I think I did, like, the letter, which is nice. The brutal way Bucky killed Howard Stark and his wife. How Steve not tell, and I do agree that Steve not telling Tony about that was bullshit, and he has every right to be pissed. But I do like the fact that Tony at least seemed to level up head to keep the phone and to also still be a dick to Ross and ignore his call. Put him on hold, and what he knows is stuff of Steve breaking the others out. Kind of I gotta imagine the others have to probably feel it kind of sucks that they worked so hard to help him save the day from those 5 super soldiers, only to turn out in the wild goose chase. And it was nothing. Yeah. So I'm probably gonna guess and say the new Ant-Man and Wasp movie, if I'm not saying this, probably takes place before Infinity War. Like, I know Black Panther takes place pretty quickly after this, so once again, I'm not watching that yet. I mentioned that because I recently saw a trailer for it in theater. And like, I don't even need to know most of the details of Infinity War to know there's no way that could follow up that half of Infinity War, maybe post. But I mean, that would just that's pretty great. Well done. I really like the conflict. Really like the handling of things. It managed to make the pro-rank side actually come off as reasonable, intelligent, and everything. And of course, the surprise Black Panther, which is great. Yeah, I think that covers it. I think next time I'm probably going to review more heavily with my notes. Just want to give one thing. Zemo was very fucking lucky he managed to get those codes off before most of the code off before Bucky finished escaping. Because he probably would have took his fucking head off. No, personally, Zemo looked nothing like the guy he was pretending to be, so I'm not sure how they pulled him that well. I know it said he was wearing shit, but he wasn't. I'm just curious how he actually becomes Baron Zemo, or how he gets tied up in Hydra, though. I really hope nothing of Hydra comes up, at least until post-Infinity War, because after the shit in season 3 of 3 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I don't think we got really much more room for them to do anything for a while. They'll be back, of course. It's Hydra, but at this point, there isn't much of the body left in order to regrow more heads. They're gonna have to wait a while. But yeah. I mean, I was not expecting Black Panther to originate in this movie. I honestly thought the first we got of him was in the Black Panther movie. Right, okay, that was long enough, and I managed to extend this to 40 minutes. Point is, this was way more rambling than normal, so next time I'll stick to the notes. And, yeah. Great movie. I'll be back with the next one, and once I catch up with the shows and stuff, too, when the next one, Doctor Strange, is released. But, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, then hit the like button. Maybe think about commenting and subscribing. But, I keep saying but, I think it's time for me to sign out. And I'll see you all later, folks.